Feedback Express. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Feedback Express, your monthly magazine program here on DEFCAM Radio FM 94.9. I am Nakento Kenneth, and as usual on this program, we give you feedback updates on celebrities nationwide and in the world. The month of May, as you know, has shown us all kinds of wonders, from massive accidents like Bambili, the deadly conflicts like that of the Mayadringwen incident. And now we have a national human interest story here, as most of us either saw on national or local media or on social media. The presidential limo had a breakdown during the National Day celebration on 20th of May at the Boulevard du Vermeer in Yaoundé. Many Cameroonians have been wondering, if gold can rust, what then will iron do? But it appears President Biya's limo is not the gold here. Few days before this incident, still in May, the shielded limousine of choice of the American President Barack Obama equally had a breakdown on the first day of his historic visit to Israel. So breakdowns do not notify before coming. But now we have news that can cause a breakdown of the national and international reputation of the Cameroon's presidency. We discovered fatal story from the Cameroon Daily Journal on May 26, 2016. 18-year-old Brenda Biya, daughter of Cameroon's presidential couple, was summoned before the California court for threatening her mother, Chantal Biya, with a knife. The incident, which led to police intervention on the scene, was provoked by the impromptu visit of First Lady Chantal Biya upon learning that the daughter was fast acting as a deviant in Los Angeles. She had flown to California from Cameroon on hearing of her daughter's heavy involvement in drugs. She came in with instructions from the head of state, President Biya, to get Brenda out of California and the United States. Upon getting the news from the mother, Brenda did not only fiercely resist the idea of leaving the US, but took to the rampage and began breaking up things in her apartment to demonstrate her disapproval of the plan. She then resorted to a knife, leaving Chantal Biya feeling threatened. Mrs. Chantal then allegedly called for help. But before the help could come, neighbors who could hear the commotion in Brenda's apartment called the Los Angeles police, and they caught her still toting the knife. The summoning was for 1st June 2016 over acts of violence in her Los Angeles apartment. Things reached the apex the week just before the National Day celebration, and the mother was conspicuously absent from the event en route to California after Brenda's latest feat involving drugs. As soon as we get updates of that story, we will bring you its developments on our next edition of Feedback Express.
Feedback Express?
A video of Cameroon's first daughter, Anastasia Brenda Biya Eyanga, has been published showing her smoking. A user called @EjoNatiWhite shared the video via Instagram. The video shows Brenda letting go of a cloud of smoke from her mouth and nostrils as she nodded to the music playing in the background. It seems she does not care of her improper behavior considering her status in the society. She was ranked among the top first 5 beautiful presidential daughters in Africa. For those who have not seen her yet, this tells you how beautiful she is. In 2015, Yafe, KDN and Sakru sang a music about Brenda Biya. She even attended one of their concerts last year. I propose you listen to the beautiful piece of music.
Brenda Biya, Biya Papa, Zesikede, Fisa Mama, Fete Zoli, Zoli bébé. Voilà, you know que toi t'es Zoli bébé. Moi je rêve de te faire le bisou, faire le câlin, c'est ta bouche, et de te dire que c'est toi que j'ai choisi. Comme ma série Coco, tu vas manger mon lasagne, mon pain chocolat, je vais t'acheter saucisse, de jolis habits, je vais te donner les dos, pour ta jolie coiffure, tu vas faire pédicure, tu vas faire manicure, parce que c'est toi que j'ai choisi. Hey.
What a music! I hope you did enjoy it. Nevertheless, let us go to another interesting story that still concerns Brenda Biya, where she was recently, I quote, a victim of racism. This was during an encounter with a limo taxi driver whom she pays $400 for a ride. Same that day, she posted a video online in French explaining what actually happened to her. Let's have a listen of what she said.
Honnêtement, le racisme en Amérique, j'y croyais pas jusqu'à aujourd'hui, genre pas directement. Mais j'ai pris le taxi aujourd'hui et j'ai eu l'expérience la plus raciste de ma vie. Premièrement, j'entre dans sa voiture, je lui dis que je veux partir de Irvine à Beverly Hills et ça coûte $400, ce que je fais tout le temps. Après, il me dit qu'il ne peut pas me déposer $100 maximum. Je lui dis donc, monsieur, je n'ai pas d'argent sur moi, je vais vous rembourser quand on arrive chez moi. Il dit ok, il commence à démarrer. On a commencé à conduire, il me posait des questions comme dont ton argent est où. Je dis que c'est avec mon chauffeur qui est chez moi. Il me dit que ton chauffeur, ça n'a vraiment pas de sens, tout ce que tu dis n'a pas de sens. Je dis qui est. Il me dit mais pourquoi ton chauffeur n'est pas venu te prendre? Je lui dis monsieur, ça prend 2 heures de partir de Beverly Hills à Irvine, je voulais faire plus court, il ne me croit pas. Après il me dit pourquoi ton chauffeur garde ton argent, et c'est là où il a commencé à croire que je n'étais pas nette. Il s'est donc arrêté à 10 minutes de là où il m'a pris, il m'a dit descends, je ne te dépose pas. Et moi vous me connaissez, j'ai le sang chaud. Donc quand il a commencé à m'énerver, bien sûr j'ai commencé à mal lui répondre, à lui parler bizarrement, à l'insulter, bref. Elle me dit oui, descends. Je dis monsieur, je suis à 10 minutes de là où vous m'avez pris. Vous trouvez ça professionnel que vous me déposez à 10 minutes de chez moi, vous me demandez de descendre pour que je marche? Est-ce que c'est normal pour vous? Je lui ai dit que je ne peux pas descendre à 10 minutes d'où il m'a pris parce que ça va me faire marcher. Moi j'ai pas envie de marcher et c'est juste impoli et irrespectueux. Et c'est là où il a décidé donc de me ramener où il m'a trouvé. Après donc il m'emmène dans l'allée où j'étais et il dépasse mon entrée. Je lui dis que monsieur vous avez dépassé mon entrée. Je dis que non, je peux pas t'amener là-bas, descends seulement ici. Je dis ok, il n'y a pas de problème, je descends. Je suis donc descendu mais j'ai laissé mon sac dans sa voiture. Il a jeté mon sac, il a dit viens prendre ta merde. Tout s'est versé. J'ai dû tout reprendre, tout nettoyer, tout remettre dans le sac. C'est là où j'ai dit oh. D'abord si c'était une personne blanche qui voulait faire la même chose que moi, il n'aurait pas eu de problème. J'étais vraiment énervée parce que je n'avais vraiment pas envie que la même situation se reproduise avec d'autres personnes. Et je sais que c'est quelqu'un d'aigri et quelqu'un d'un peu raciste.
After the posting of this video, many people have been reacting online and on television.
She's behaving the way she behaves because of lack of parental care from childhood. Children like her hardly schooled around the parents, hardly schooled around relatives, but all alone out of the country over in the USA. If she thinks it is good for her, fine, she should go ahead. But she should know that one day when her father will no more be who he is, she will not live that type of life. She is doing all of that and ruining the reputation of Cameroonians.
A Nigerian journalist analyzes this video in a financial point of view.
Did the president's daughter really post that video?
Premièrement, j'entre dans sa voiture, d'accord? Je lui dis que je veux partir de Irvine à Beverly Hills et ça coûte $400, ce que je fais tout le temps.
She goes to school like 4 days in a week. That would be $1,600 in a week, assuming that her driver brings her back. Because if she's taking this limo to and fro, that means that she will be spending $3,200 on limo every week. Wait a minute. On taxi to school. If she's using the limo one way in a month, that would be $6,400. Oh my God, I'm really hot. And if she uses this limo to and fro in a month, that is $12,800. The money that this girl spends on limo in a month will sponsor several Cameroonians through school. She went on her Instagram and said the money is actually less than what some presidential families spend, and that she's aware that people do suffer in her country. All I know is Buhari's children and Osimba just children, they better not be spending $400 on limo service when they are going to school.
Well, you heard it, and it's all here on Feedback Express.
Feedback Express?
Welcome back. Still on Brenda Biya and her expenses, we found an article on the Cameroon Daily Journal on June 7, 2016 that you might be interested in. Imagine the sum of 13 million francs CFA a month. That's the amount Cameroon taxpayers pay for Brenda Biya's California mansion. Come to think about it for a moment. Were the presidential palace in Yaoundé to be rented, would it be worth 13 million francs CFA a month? How about the Cameroon embassy in the US? How much rent does the Cameroon embassy in the US pay on a monthly basis? 30 million francs still? No one has the answers to these questions except the technocrat insiders. Brenda Biya moved into this house late 2014 after it was advertised for rent. Chantal Biya, the mother, solely approved of this mansion for Brenda. She lives in it with 3 dogs and the friends she invites occasionally. In size, the house measures up to 1,119 square meters. The house is described as a 3-story gated modern estate with open space for the ultimate entertainer, including 3 fireplaces. Brenda Biya lives there and attends the University of California, Los Angeles, where her tuition for a year is $60,000. Not a big deal, of course. President Biya, the Cameroon Journal gathered, has never been to this house. According to Zillow, a national real estate agency in the US, the appraised value of the house is stood at $10,199,522. But since they were not interested in purchasing it outright, they chose to rent it. The agents for the house demanded that she put down a year's rent in a holding account to guarantee the landlord will always get his money in a timely manner. And of course, Chantal Biya, not Brenda, put down this money. It added up to $312,000. When you convert that money into francs CFA, you will discover that it is 156 million francs CFA. In essence, that is the approximate amount of money that Cameroonian taxpayers have to pay for only one of President Biya's many children's housing every year. This amount, of course, does not include her feeding, nor does it include her Mercedes-Benz G-Class that will normally sell out for $100,000, and in francs CFA, that is over 50 million francs. The Cameroon Daily Journal sent an email to Brenda Biya asking her if by chance she knew that all those expenses were too much for just one person, and in reply, Mina Eyango, daughter of Prince Didi Eyango and best friend to Brenda Biya, wrote in Brenda's defense, saying, and I quote, "Taxpayers' money? Every single day you guys say the same thing. She's using Cameroon's taxpayers' money for taxes. She is using taxpayers' money for clothes. She is eating our taxpayers' money. Please get over it. She is the daughter of the Cameroon president, and she was born into that position." And she also continued by asking, "What do you expect from a president's daughter? A small apartment in Compton? Why is everything she does always such a huge attraction? Focus on yourself and your career." And of course, viewing the density of the situation, we tried to sample the opinion of some Cameroonians, and this is what some of them had to say.
I am too young. I'm too young to go to Guantanamo.
One, who chose to be anonymous, said, "This is a wake-up call for Cameroonians to stand up and say no to such taxpayer money being spent without anyone accounting for. Just imagine for a moment if any cabinet minister in the country was caught spending such outrageous amount of money for the house of his or her 19-year-old. Won't an inquest be launched for him by the Special Criminal Court in Yaoundé and perhaps get him ultimately landed into Konenge? While we leave you to ponder over these issues, let me say thank you for being part of today's magazine program, Feedback Express on Devcam Radio FM 94.9, the radio of the new generation. Don't fail to tune in for next program in July, because there will still be something to say about a celebrity. I have been Nakento Kenneth for presentation, and the producer of today's program is Stephen Ojo. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Feedback Express.